welcome Mr. Kevin Bridges. That's a lovely song.
Beautiful.
Have you heard that before?
Emotional.
It's a beautiful song. Where do they sing that in Scotland?
I think they sing it in London, normally. Guys on Street Crime UK.
Sit yourself down. Well, that's Kevin. Nice to have you here.
Good to be on the show, Jonathan. Pleasure.
Now, people have worked out already. We've said you're from Scotland.
Think so?
Of course, yeah. Whereabouts in Scotland are you from?
A place called Clybank, which is in the Glasgow area.
So it's in Glasgow itself?
We'll call it Glasgow.
OK. And it's quite a thick accent you have. Is this
Think so?
Yeah, I think it is quite...
I don't know. Well, I never knew my accent was as thick. I never noticed it was as thick until I started doing TV shows, and it's hard. I try and enunciate and slow down and speak proper
So you try and speak
English.
more English?
To bring people like yourself into the world of
Slower
me.
people, yeah.
It's hard to find the balance, because there'll still be somebody from, like, Leamington Spa saying, yeah, I've seen you on television. I didn't quite understand everything you said. And it's like, your accent's really quite strong. Whilst there's somebody in Scotland saying, I've seen you on the telly talking like a gay boy. So it's
That was a very convincing Leamington Spa accent you did there.
I'm great at accents.
If you could speak like that...
character. It's just a Scottish character.
You could speak like that all the time if you wanted to.
OK, let's do the whole interview from Leamington Spa.
But is it easier doing comedy with the Scottish accent? Because it kind of it sort of sells the jokes more in a way, doesn't it?
I've never tried doing it with another accent. I'm Scottish, so I've only ever tried it with a Scottish accent.
OK. Now, how long have you been doing the comedy for, Kevin?
6 years. 5.5.
5.5. And how old are you now?
I was going to say 17. I started at 17. I'm 23.
23? Wow, so only 23, though. That's incredible.
In Scotland, this is what a young guy looks like.
Well, you're joking about that, but we do, and it's perhaps a cliche, perhaps it's unfounded, but we think of the Scottish diet as not being that conducive to a long life. Are we unfair on Scotland, do you think, down here?
People always ask if I've ever tried a deep-fried Mars bar.
Yeah.
I think that's just an English creation.
Yeah, So you've never seen one?
Never seen one, never tried
one. But they do
never.
like fried food in Scotland.
Well, the only thing I've ever seen deep-fried, there was a pizza that was pretty... They get a thing called a pizza crunch, and you get the pizza, and you batter the pizza, and then deep-fry it, and then call it a pizza crunch, and serve it to school children. Monday to Friday, with a portion of chips.
Seriously, you've seen people eating the deep-fried pizza in batter?
I've been that person. I've tried a pizza. I recommend that pizza crunch.
Well, I bet it's delicious.
It's great. Put a bit of salt on just in case.
Yes. Where do you get this normally? Is this in like fish and chip shops?
Anywhere, just go in. Mainly chip shops. You get it in chip vans. I think it's better served at the back of a van just to give it that authentic touch.
The extra kind of like, the extra
pizza crunch. No, try it next time you're in Scotland.
Do you miss that kind of food when you're down here working? Do you miss
aye. I'm drinking miso soup and eating sashimi. This city's changed me.
So you said you were 17 when you started. OK, what got you into comedy? That's a pretty young age to start doing stand-up. 17.
I was 16 years old. I just left school, and I always get in trouble in school. The teachers would always say, like, you're just messing around too much. And I had decent enough qualifications, but I was always just carrying on in class.
And what were you thinking of doing before you... What was lined up for you?
I studied psychology for 3 weeks. It's something I'm interested in it now, psychology, but at the time it was just 17 and reading like Sigmund Freud, his theory that young guys have sexual feelings towards their own mothers. And that's what the guy said. I remember reading this and thinking he's obviously never seen my mother. She's a lovely woman, but you wouldn't ride her into battle.
No, you wouldn't mum be watching this evening? Will she be watching this
she'll love that. That's a wee joke. That's for you, Mum. There you are. That's
from the heart as well, isn't it? Yeah, OK.
No, I was like 16, 17, I was going to study psychology. I was reading Frank Skinner's book. Oh, yeah? And it was like 2 in the morning reading his books. That's when you get the best ideas. When the TV goes rubbish, that's when you start thinking. No, I was reading his book, and there's a bit in his book, he said he'd hate to look back on his life at like 60 years old and wonder what would have happened if he just listened to people that told him he was quite funny and he should try stand-up. Yeah. If he'd never... So I was 17, so I thought I've got loads of time to make an arse of it. Yeah. Gave it a go. The first gig went great, and...
so where was the first gig? Like an open mic spot, I guess?
After I read the book, I went on the internet, typed in open mic nights in Scotland, and it came up a place called the Stand Comedy Club. So I sent them an email saying I'd love to come and give it a go. I'm only 17, would that be a problem? And then I left my mobile phone number, and about 2 months later I was sitting playing the PlayStation with my mate, and my phone rang, and it was like an 0131 number, which is Edinburgh, and I was quite excited because it's somebody from a different city is on the phone. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, we got your email, would you like to come on and try 5 minutes still? And I was thinking, shit, they've took me seriously. Yeah. And I was kind of panicking, and I just said, oh, why not, put me in. And then told my mum and dad I was going to try comedy.
Obviously, they supported you in this.
Ah, they were great. My dad came to my first gig.
Was that harder doing it with your dad sitting there, or it made it easier for you?
Once I got on stage, you just forget you're on stage. Just don't even remember who's in the audience, don't even know. You forget your dad's even there. Then after the gig we came off, my dad, we were getting back in the car, and he was saying I was so proud, and he had a kind of lump in his throat. And at 17, you see your dad emotional. I was a bit taken aback. It was just me going on stage and talking shite, basically. But he was taken aback. It was an amazing moment. And the next day, the stand phoned and said, do you want to come and try an our spot? And I thought, why not? And I done it, and that was it.
You've played some rough gigs as well, I believe. And once again, we might be unfair. Scotland. Wherever I've been to Scotland, I've had a great time and met some wonderful people. So often when I hear the cliches, I think, you know, where are these rough Scottish people? Well, you even played a gig in a jail, didn't you?
I done a jail gig, shots, prison.
And this was, why was this? You weren't in jail, you were...
No, I got invited. They said, do you want to come and do a gig in the jail? I thought, why not? And it was for people who'd behaved, it was the kind of good guys.
So this was a reward for good behaviour?
This was the reward, getting to listen to me. I done a routine about how you get 6 or 7 years in jail for attempted murder, but you get life for murder. And I was saying, why should that be different? Just because you made an arse of it? No, why should why should you get a lesser sentence? And there's people standing up and pointing at their mates going, that's you, attempted murder. You made an arse of it. And a guy actually got up halfway through my set and went back to his cell. Rather than listen to me, he just thought he'd go back and finish his sentence.
That's the harshest critique I've ever heard of, someone actually choosing to go back in their cell rather than that. But did it go down well? You got a good response?
I loved it. I'm big news in the jail. They love me.
You've always got that to fall back on then?
There we go, I can go back to the prison.
How much of your work is down here? How much of your work is Scotland? You just travel all over the UK?
Travel all over the place. I've done gigs all over. Started off in Scotland, then we came down here quite quick to try and refine my material and all that, make it universal.
I guess there's more clubs, there's more places to play.
There's so much more stuff in London. Yeah. I've just finished a UK tour, and then we're going to do another one in the autumn.
To see you now, and I know you're playing in front of big crowds now. I mean, you're playing, sort of 10,000 seaters.
10,000 seats this weekend.
That's a big thing. That's in Glasgow, isn't it?
I did the DVD in Glasgow.
What's the biggest audience you've played to so far?
Me and you. 16,000.
Wow. Oh, well, you say me and you. I wasn't really performing. You were performing.
Me.
I was just introducing you. That was the O2 benefit for Great Ormond Street. Did you find that hard, though, in front of a crowd that big? Because that was a huge venue.
No, I quite enjoy a big audience. No, I quite enjoy playing the big rooms. You've played like 25, 30 people in pubs before. Yeah. And if you only make half of them laugh, it's only 15 people laughing.
It's still not a big noise, is it?
No, but in 16,000, if half of them hate you, it's still 8,000 people laughing. So. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Mum and Dad already. Are you still at home with them? Do you still live at home?
Yeah, I still live at home. Wow. 23. I'm moving it in July.
Okay. And is there a curfew? Do you have to be in at a certain time?
I need to be in at 10:30, so let's wrap this up.
Do you share a bedroom? You got your own room?
I've got my own room and everything. It's great. Mum packs my bag and all that. It's brilliant.
When you come down to do a big gig, does she make you a little lunch or something like that?
My dad, he still fancies himself as part of the creative team. He still tries to write. My mum will pack my bag, my dad will try and write jokes. I'll come home after 2 weeks away and there'll be like newspaper clippings, like Norwegian farmer loses testicle in quad bike accident, lying around the room. And he tries to think, well, you need to see something funny in that, but he picks the stories that are already quite funny. Yeah. So my dad fancies himself as a comedy writer.
Did he ever do any comedy, your mum and dad?
No, never, no.
Because I guess they're probably not that old. If you're 20, how old are you?
No, they're pretty old. They're getting on. I think my dad's 63.
Oh, wow. Well, that is older than I thought they would be.
My mum's 32.
What's it?
No. My mum's... What age is my mum? What's 2010 minus 1953? I don't know,
That's about 57. Yeah.
63 and 57.
Yeah.
So quite old.
And so you're moving, where? You're moving here, down to the south of the country, or are you going to move somewhere else to Scotland?
I don't know where I'm going to move. I've not actually thought that through. I just know I'm moving soon. I should really get onto that. I should have a thing.
You should get an estate agent on it.
I think I'm just going to move into Glasgow, a bit more central maybe than where I live just now.
Let me ask you about this thing going with your uncle. Someone told me there's a challenge involved. You and your uncle, you have a sport challenge going on, Mum. What is this?
Well, that goes back to the pizza crunch thing. I try to get fit before the tour.
Well, you don't look too out
No, I'm actually all right. I'm not a documentary fat. No, I'm all right. I'm a bit chubby, but not too bad.
We're not going to see you on Channel 5.
Tonight we meet the 14-stone man. We've done a thing, we picked 3 sports each.
Yeah.
Had a kind of mini Olympics. and he's quite fit, so he picked like squash, cycling and tennis, and I picked snooker, pool and darts. And we played squash. That was the only one I'd done. That was the first one we done squash.
And how did you do on the squash competition?
I used muscles I never even thought I had before. Because the next night I was trying to put on a pair of socks. I had to actually ask my mate to help me put my socks on. I could bend over.
Before you go, your DVD's coming out soon, I believe.
It's released 2 days after my 24th birthday, so it's November the 15th.
Oh, so it's a way off. It's quite a way off. Okay, but this is good. Is this your first big DVD?
First big DVD.
That's exciting, isn't it?
My first DVD.
It must feel nice, doesn't it? Well, you say my first DVD, it sounds like baby's first phone or something.
That's what we're going to call it, my first DVD. No, it's been good since done the TV. You know that the clip you seen about the guy threatening to stab me at a bus stop for £1? About 2 weeks after that went on TV, I was actually standing at a bus stop, and a guy across the road he must have seen the TV show, and he shouted, "Fat boy, give me £1 or I'll stab you." And I just laughed. And like, there were 2 or 3 people at the bus stop, never really knew what was going on. The guy shouting that and then seeing me laughing. And must have thought this guy's hard as nails.
Kevin, it's really nice to have you here.
Cheers, John.
You know, I think you're going to be huge.
Thank you. Pretty impressive. Getting emotional.
Yeah. Now give me £1 or I'm going to stab you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kevin Bridges. Good luck, Kevin.
Cheers, John. Cheers.
Kevin Bridges, ladies and gentlemen.